It is now in order to consider Amendment Number 4, printed in Part B of House Report 118-272. For what purpose does the gentleman from Texas seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 4, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-272, offered by Mr. Cloud of Texas.
Pursuant to the House Resolution 864, the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Cloud, and a member opposed each control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My amendment makes a technical fix to what seems to be a copy-paste drafting error in the bill, replacing, quote, Treasure Island Job Corps, quote, unquote, in Section 114 of the bill, which was the language into last year's bill, to, quote, Gary Job Corps Center, unquote, which was supposed to be in this year's bill. The Gary Job Corps facility in San Marcos, Texas, is one of the largest in the country, and as such has a great deal of excess land. The land is located adjacent to the fast-growing San Marcos Regional Airport. For several years now, the city of San Marcos has been working closely with the Gary Job Corps Center and the Department of Labor on ways for the city to make better use of that excess land to benefit its citizens. The area of San Marcos is a key cog in the regional growth plan for the city and region, and the use of such additional land will ensure that the trend continues as the area brings in more and more economic investment. The amendment will simply allow the Department of Labor to negotiate directly with the city on dispersal of such land at fair market value without having to go through the year-long GSA federal land dispersal process. It replicates an effort that was done last year with the Treasure Island facility in California, so there is strong precedent. By removing some bureaucratic red tape, the amendment, which has the blessing of the Department of Labor, will ensure that San Marcos, Texas continues in its effort to be an economic engine for the region. I urge my colleagues to vote in favor of my amendment, which provides a small technical fix to this bill. Thank you.
Gentleman reserves.
Yes.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Connecticut seek recognition?
I claim time in opposition, Mr. Speaker.
Gentlelady is recognized.
First of all, let me just correct the record here. The Job Corps provision was not a drafting error. I rise in strong opposition to this amendment. Treasure Island, a former naval installation island between Oakland and San Francisco, was closed under the 1990s and is undergoing a major redevelopment. Treasure Island Job Corps, one of the best performing sites in the country, serving over 430 students with outdated and crumbling buildings, is located on a sizable piece of land in the middle of the island. The Department of Labor and Treasure Island Development Authority, TIDA, are jointly examining the possibility of selling or exchanging land from DOL, Department of Labor, to the Treasure Island Development Authority to allow for additional housing development on the island in exchange for building a brand new campus for Job Corps within a smaller portion of their current site. Long-standing language on this matter has been included in appropriations bills since 2018. This language waives potential barriers to an exchange, allowing the department to retain the proceeds from a sale to rebuild a more compact Job Corps site within its current boundaries. There is no cost, let me repeat, no cost to the federal government. For years, Congress has recognized this as a win-win: a new Job Corps facility without additional appropriations and badly needed additional housing in the area. Win-win. This amendment strikes the reference to Treasure Island in a general provision. This amendment strikes the reference to Treasure Island in a general provision specific to that Job Corps site and inserts the name of a different Job Corps site from the author's state of Texas. This amendment is silly. It's nonsensical, and it breaks from years of precedent around this language. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlelady reserves. Gentleman from Texas is recognized.
I will repeat that Treasure Island Job Corps was in last year's bill, and as the majority drafted this year's bill, I think we know what was meant to be in the bill. I'd also point out that Biden's Department of Labor supports this amendment. And with that, I will yield.
Gentleman yields back. Gentlelady from Connecticut is recognized.
I continue to oppose the amendment, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentlelady yields back.